Well, hey there, you awesome bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs. It is I, Little Wolf, and welcome to my den. Go ahead and come on in, but please wipe your paws before entering, and go ahead and take a seat by the fire. The cauldron is bubbling, so you can have your choice of tea, coffee, or hot chocolate. And I think right now I'm having raspberry tea, iced tea at the moment. It's kind of helping me cool off and helping me relax a bit, and I just find it taste a little bit better too. I pretty much gave up drinking most sodas almost like 2 years ago, and now I kind of drink a lot of hint water, raspberry tea, coffee, that kind of things. And if I'm going for a soda, my wife introduced me one called like Spreckers, and those are really good. They have a grape one that's really good. Their cream soda I like a lot, and I recently tried. I think it was black cherry. I want to say that's what it was. I think. Sorry about that. But yeah, I've tried those, and I don't know, I just kind of like having raspberry tea, and it just helps me cool off, makes me feel better. And I'm not really sure what I want to do with this one. I just kind of want to sit down and kind of throw some of my ideas out in the air that I've been kind of going through in my head and thinking I might want to try and do. And like the first one that really comes to mind is I have a lot of movies in my movie file. And like a lot of my family members and a lot of my friends do know this. I show my file to a lot of people, and it's what I do. I collect movies. I've always done this. You can ask most of the people who have known me my entire life. I've been around movies on VHS, then on DVD, then I didn't really have too many of the HD movies. Not until I moved in with mom towards the end of her life and was helping her. But I don't know, I do like having my own digital library, and it's pretty much a collection of all the other movies that I already have either on DVD or I've already bought in Google Play. And some of them I'm told my wife that by my wife that we do have. So I go through and I've been wanting to make sure that since I have these movies, I want to have them all kind of in one area and getting as many of them as I can. Ooh, excuse me. And it's not too easy sometimes, but I have found a whole bunch of them. A lot of them from growing up, or like a lot of the blockbusters growing up, or back in the day, like The Fifth Element, 28 Days Later, um, uh, one of my definite all-time favorites, a Goofy movie, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Johnny Depp's first one. One of them that I haven't seen in forever that I just found again, which is Alaska, and that's a early Thora Birch one. And most people would kind of know her from Now and Then, or they would know her from Dungeons and Dragons. She was the one opposing Jeremy Irons in that movie. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but to me it's just corny enough and it has enough just different aspects to make it a fun movie, so I really do enjoy that one. Arachnophobia, Army of Darkness. I'm just gonna almost go through my whole list here. Holy cow. Uh, Atlantis, The Lost Empire, Autopsy of Jane Doe, Balto, Because of When Dixie, definitely a favorite of mine. Um, Behind Enemy Lines, uh, I definitely like that one. That's one of the few like Owen Wilson movies I think I can stand. that and like what is it, Shanghai Noon with him and Jackie Chan. I just kind of find the zaniness just a little abrasive, and I kind of find the same thing with kind of like Ben Stiller, and I like him in like Mystery Men, and I can't really think of too many others. But I mean, I really do like him, but it's just something about his movies I don't like. I don't know. Below, if you haven't seen that one, it's a great submarine horror movie. Oh, that's a fun one. Black Hawk Down. Yeah, I have just a whole bunch of different ones. One of my favorite ones growing up, I think I was like 13 or so when it came out, Bye Bye Love. Cabin in the Woods, definitely a favorite. I know my wife kind of rolls her eyes at that one. Um, Here's one that I found that what came out in the 80s, and I remember renting it, I think. But I mean, it was so long ago, and I know I probably saw it somewhere with my family, and it's Campfire Tales. And that's going to be one that I already have downloaded on my phone that I'm going to be watching here soon. And I'm going to be pairing it with another movie that is in this. And that's kind of what I want to do with these is I want to go through my movie list, and I mean, I go all the way from A all the way down to Zombieland and Zombies. So I have so many different movies in here that I can pair up and just kind of link them together somehow in weird ways. And I think that would just be a fun, different way of doing this. And it would be a fun way to review a movie that I like and then pair it up with another movie and hopefully maybe make videos that are around like my half hour mark that I like to try and hit. So I think I would like to try and do something like that. And I do have my other games. Like I said, I've been getting more into Granny 5. I don't know why that one kind of has just there's just so much you have to do. There's so many ways you can escape. Granny really isn't that smart. Like you run around a corner almost, and she loses sight of you for like 3 seconds, and then she almost gives up. But there's just so much to do in that one. You have to collect cables to connect the generator thing up, I think, and then you have to connect. Yeah, you have to do that too. You have to collect picture pieces to put Slendrina's picture together and stuff like that, and then you go into a whole nother area. It's all kind of a weird dream too, and just all of the different things you have to do just really interests me, and that's the kind of thing I like in the game. And I'm kind of going back. I went back and I started playing Granny 2 again a little bit, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but then I started just kind of going for it in the game instead of kind of being scared and waiting to see where they go. And you kind of learn a little bit where they kind of spawn in the game, so you know you have maybe a few seconds to get to one area. You can hide, they'll walk by, and then you can go to another area where you know there'll be a useful item. So I'm starting to kind of lose the fear of where are they, where's these items, what do they do, and I do kind of have to thank Think Noodles for that because I watched a video he did again on number 5, and I saw all of the different things in it. I didn't finish the whole video, um, but I got about halfway through it and said, "Self, I need to try this." Sorry, I saw that on another thing and it just kind of made me laugh. It was one of the wrestling ones, and the guy was like, "Oh, this happens and this happens." So I said to self, sorry. But yeah, I want to show Granny 5 some. There's another game that I tried again that I haven't played in forever. It's called, I think, Dungeon Hunter or something like that. It's really old. It came out in like 2018, and I bought that when I was looking for like first person shooter games, and it was kind of cheap. I think that one was like 149 and I got on sale for like $1 or something like that. It was really cheap. And I tried that one and like they barely had anything in it. You like shoot at zombies and spiders and giants and things like that. And you just kind of went through the dungeon areas and tried to collect different things. And it was very like simple. And that's one of the things I liked about it. And another game that was like that, Block Story 3D, which is now just Block Story. But they were really simple when they first came out, and I jumped on board with them really early. So, like, in the Dungeon Hunter one, like, you really didn't do much. You just went down, you tried to hunt down different animals in it, like you try and get a basilisk, you try and get really big spiders, so different things like that, and you're collecting the DNA for one of the people in your group. You can buy different items and things like that, and it's definitely a fun game, and it was a really cheap one. And yeah, a lot of the ones I found were really cheap and really fun, and they made a ton of other different games. Um, One of them was like Hero Z, and it's a top-down kinda or like isometric angle zombie shooting game, and you're going through killing zombies, spiders, giant zombies, things like that. You're collecting different guns and things. So I definitely latched onto that game because it's zombies, and I can't help it. I love zombies, and so I want to show that one. And they also came out with was it TPS third person shooter one of it, and it definitely changed the way the game is played, how it looks, all of it. And so I want to save the zombie ones for Halloween time, and I've been wanting to for a long time share the games, but like having so many different problems with different microphones and not sure like how the recordings would turn out, and now having my phone that I'm okay with recording stuff on, and finally having a decent microphone that I can record with, I think will help me a lot. And I can't wait to be able to share these games with you guys too. And I know that King Crew does want me to go through and show some more of the grocery store game. And I definitely want to do that. I can't wait to show more of that. Um, I added more things in there. There's a new plant. There's a bench. I changed around how the shelving is. So that's a little bit more fun. And you can change the music in it, and so I changed it over to kind of a weird, kind of funky rock, and it's definitely that kind of elevator funky rock music you would hear waiting, or even like in the waiting room, you would hear it there, elevator, things like that. You would hear it, yeah, just in waiting rooms. So, Lord, sorry. But you can do that, and you can change it from being like really sharp picture to being pixelated, and it's kind of fun doing it that way, but I do like the sharper picture of it. So I think we're going to go with that a little bit more. And that's kind of really what I want to do. I've tried so many other different things that I didn't really pan out, and also because of like depression and moving around, um, trying to do the wrestling talk didn't really work out all that well. Um, but I am enjoying wrestling again. I'm watching the what do they call them now? The premium live events. And here in a few days, we're going to have the Elimination Chamber, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. They had the Rumble not too long ago. That was pretty okay. But I can't wait for the Elimination Chamber and getting more closer to WrestleMania. And that's definitely uh, one of my favorite pay per view things that they have, so I can't wait for that. I know me and King Crew do talk about wrestling from time to time. Me and him do need to get together, maybe not record things, but I want to just sit down and just hang out with him and hang out with some of my friends again and just kind of talk and just get back to how things were a little bit before life just went all crazy. And that really happened around towards like uh, the virus hitting for the first time, everything closing down. I had my bout with alcohol, and that really wasn't good. Got away from that, thankfully. I'm going on like over 2 years sober now from that, which is really great. I'm so happy with that. My wife is happy. We're going to keep the house dry, which is good. But it's going to I can't wait to share so much of this stuff. And I also have so many books that I've been collecting, not only ebooks, but also physical books, and maybe reading some of the short stories in there. I found one of the Tales for the Midnight Hour, which is like one of the first horror anthology series I ever read, and it really got me into reading scary stories. And after that, I found the scary stories to tell in the dark. Um, I tried reading the scary stories for sleepovers, and I know they had so many different ones like that, but I just couldn't really get into those ones. The pictures were kind of cool to look at, but they kind of distracted a little more from the story. I know the scary story pictures were just like terrifying for like my generation and anybody that we decide to share them to afterwards. Oh my lord, I remember what was it? They tried to do a thing where they released a series of them where they had changed the images to being like nicer, cleaner images, and so many people thought that those pictures made the stories lose the sting of what the original stories were. And I really do agree with those because some of those pictures, when you read them and you saw the picture that accompanied it, it was just definitely chilling. Um, like one of them, I think, what was it, Max's new pet? And the family goes on this one vacation to what was it, Mexico. They find a thing they think is a dog. They sneak it on the plane and bring it home with them, and it starts kind of getting sick, not drinking water, foaming at the mouth. They bring it to the doctor, and it winds up being a hairless rat with rabies. And yeah, the picture that they showed with it, if I can find it, I'll pop it up here maybe. I'm not really sure. Oh man. But I have so many of these different stories. And I have so many different collections of stories from like the weird tales and science magazines and all of those kinds. So I think I want to try and jump into some more of those. I know I still have to finish reading because of Winn-Dixie, and that is something that's going to be in the works. I have so many ideas that I need to start writing down, and I'm going to start scripting out the ones with the movie scripts, I think, and that will help out a lot more and make it a little bit sharper, and I won't go off on as many tangents. I know a lot of people say they would sit down and listen to me ramble about anything, but I don't really want to ramble about anything. I want to talk about the movie that I watched. I want to talk about the game that I'm playing. I want to talk about the makeup blocks that I'm putting together, and I did put together some other new ones. And I think I want to put some of them in a group and show all of them that I've done so far, and I just have so much fun with it. And King Crew always sees the ones that I send him of the pictures that I have. I found the little figures that go with them. I found another block set that's kind of cool that are going to be different. One has a mountain scene. One's a it says it's a alien spaceship, but it looks more like an alien scorpion. And they're going to be fun to put together, and I have so many different ones to put together, and each one takes about half hour, 45 minutes to put together, and maybe even talk about the movies while I put those together. I don't know. Maybe that will work, maybe not. I kind of want to take a picture of all of the pieces when I dump them out of the bag, and then step one, show the pieces that you need for that, and then put them together, take a picture of that. I don't really have the memory space on my phones to do video of that. My wife says she has a lot of space on her tablet, so I might experiment with some of that and see what I can work with on there. So I just have a lot of different things that I need to kind of go through and look at and figure out what I want to do with it and how I'm gonna get it through, how I'm gonna get it done, recorded, edited, and all of this is always done on my phone. Like, King Crew sent me a Chromebook, and I do like it. I wind up usually using it to watch movies or play some of my games that you can play on there from Google onto there. And so I kind of use it for that. I haven't really tried using it for editing. I'm so good lord, over 4 years now of making videos, and all of them I've done on my phone. I've really only used two different video editing ones. Um, I've used a couple of different recording ones, but all of it I've done on my phone and gone through the internet and hunted down my den, hunted down the pictures to put in there, and I'm trying to make sure all of them are like free clip art so I don't really get in trouble. A lot of like I do with my cartoons, and I have a whole bunch of different like public domain movies that I could probably show in my den if I can find ones that are kind of short enough, maybe around like the 60-minute to an hour 10 movies. I think those would be a little bit easier to show. I can find a whole paw full of them. And a lot of them are really fun and would definitely be a great ones to show. Night of Living Dead would be kind of on the longer end of some of them, but it would definitely be one that I want to show because it's my definitely absolute all-time favorite horror movie. I can watch that movie over and over, not get bored. There are so many other different ones there. Some of them I've talked about before in older movie reviews, but I think it would be fun to go through and show some of the older movies on my channel and be able to preserve those public domain movies on my channel, kind of the same way I'm preserving these public domain cartoons. So maybe some vintage movies revisited and also the vintage shows revisited. I do have to learn how to pronounce the names better. and I sometimes I just get so excited with an idea, and another thing about having to script it all out will make it better, that I'll just get so excited about an idea. I'll like glue the quick pieces together and then I'll start recording, and all of a sudden I'll come to a part where it's like, oh no, I didn't think this all the way through, but I try and stumble my way through just so I can get the video out and to share the show. And I hope you guys do appreciate it, and I'm sorry when I mispronounce words or I stumble over my words, but a lot of this I have done without scripting, and I think scripting it out will help it better. It'll keep me more on track, and that's really what I want to do. I hope you guys think that'll be a good idea. Um, like I said, this was just really gonna be just kind of a quick kind of sit down chat with you guys here in the den. Um, we're gonna with like spring and summer coming up, we're probably gonna have some dog sitting jobs coming up hopefully, and we're gonna have to be taking our dogs out and taking care of them, and just having to do so much with taking care of our family here in the den and taking care of our friends around and doing all of that. And I'm still trying to get through my stuff with my memory splinter coming out, and that's definitely not easy. Oh man, I've talked with King Crew about it. I've talked with a few different people in my groups about it. Not everybody, and some I'll get to when I do. I'm sorry if I've missed you, but this is just kind of something I'm dealing with very slowly, and apparently I'm dealing with it okay. But we'll see how it goes. I'm reconnecting with my family in the village. I'm reconnecting with my brother in Alaska. Well, they're all in the village, or they're all in Alaska, so reconnecting with them, and so that's really kind of interesting hearing that my brother watches my shows and things like that. That it's kind of interesting knowing that someone that I love and grew up with watches something that I'm doing, and they're really appreciating it too. I love you. Thank you for uh, supporting me and always being by my side, and that goes for the rest of my family out there if you're watching. If not, to my Den family, definitely thank you for everything. You've stood by me as my channel grew, shrank, um, gone through my hiatuses and everything else, but you guys have stuck through me, and I know there's a certain core group of you that do stay and watch, and I thank you guys so much, and I will keep trying to do what I do to help you guys. I want to still give you guys a break. I want to introduce new movies that I find fun, maybe show some of them to my wife, some of the ones that aren't as gross or as scary, and get her um, aspect of it written down and her thoughts on them written down, and tell you guys what they are. Like one of them she watched with me was The Old Dark House, and I think she did like that one, and it is a fun one. It's I think a old Bella Lugosi one. I'm not sure if I have that right. I could be wrong. It is kind of a new favorite one. Some of my favorite movies, small cast, very few set areas, and just all of that. I love it. And so many of my favorite movies do that. Night of the Living Dead, The Brain That Wouldn't Die, um, The Old Dark House. The Happening does it to some extent, but that one has so many different settings, and I love that movie for so many different reasons. I love bad movies. My wife picks out bad movies. She picked out one called Lamageddon. Um, I'm trying to find a digital copy of that. That is kind of a new favorite one. I love it. She is mortified by it. She picked it out. She picked out a Red Sonja animated one, and we wound up at first going, WTF, what is this? And I wound up really enjoying that one. And she picks out like different weird cartoon shorts on YouTube, and we think they're gonna be cute, and it's like, oh look, there's this cute sheep, and there's a whole bunch of sheep, and all of a sudden like something happens and there's half a sheep. She finds some of the weirdest things that do look cute, and they do look fun, and they do look innocent. But that's some of my favorite things about a lot of the 80s schlock and a lot of the schlocky movies now. They look cute, they look fun, they look all of that, and they are, but for all the wrong reasons. And so many people will agree with me on that, I hope. Um, but I hope to do all of this, and I do need to sit down and start organizing my movies and pairing those together and start sitting down and watching them and start scripting out some. I know I want to keep my uh, vintage cartoons revisited. I want to keep that on Mondays, and I'm gonna try and keep that at least on a weekly basis, if not that on, was it a bi-weekly basis every other week, something like that. And I do, the watching the movies is going to take a bit, writing the scripts, recording them, putting them down, finding all the different pop-ups that I do for them, all of that. And all of that definitely takes time, and sometimes that's the longer part of it, especially in the video cartoon ones. If one of them suddenly gets banned, and let's say that cartoon is like the first one, I have to go through, take out that cartoon, and then go through all of the other parts and take out all of the little pop-ups, take those out of those, add in the cartoon I need to add in, record the part I need for that, add in the pop-ups again where they're supposed to go, and I know I've messed up on some of them when I've done it. And it's definitely tough, but I do love doing it because I love sharing all the cartoons. I hope you guys are enjoying all of this. It's a lot of tough work, especially doing all on my phone, and now trying to juggle the puppies and the wife and the family and all of these different things. It's definitely hard, but I'm hoping like scheduling my videos will help, and getting out more with the wife and the dogs and clearing my head, turning off my phone for a couple hours when we do this. I try not to wear my headphones. Um, I hardly ever not wear my headphones. So taking them off when we're out in nature, it's definitely helping. And it's unwinding a bit from life, and it's unplugging from the internet. So I do think that you guys should do that every once in a while. Unplug from your phone, step out, walk in the park, or walk on a bike path, something. You know, just kind of be safe, be careful, but just kind of take a break and go to a park, walk for a bit, step out into nature, and just enjoy it. Unplug from all of the different social media things, all of the different tubes, all of the different books, all of the different X's, and all of those different things. Unplug from all of that for just a little bit, and it'll definitely take away stress for a while. That definitely does help, and it clears your brain. You don't have to worry about so and so went to dinner with this, so and so's shirt didn't match that. Those kind of weird things. This celebrity did this or whatever. You get away from that. You're with your family, you're with your friends, with your pets, and you're just unplugging from that and getting into real life. So I do encourage you to, if not for like a half hour, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, somewhere around there, slowly work your way up, but unplug for a bit and just enjoy life. We're supposed to be doing that. And my videos do help you take a break from the craziness of life, and I like doing that. But really take a break from the craziness of everything and just enjoy what's out there and your friends and family. I hope you guys enjoy this. I know I rambled and everything else, but this is the kind of thing I want to do with my channel. Script it out, better ideas, and things like that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm not sure how I'm going to put this out, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. But thank you all for your support. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment of any movie that you might like, any show that you might like. I can maybe look them up or try and find them. Maybe some stories that you might like. Find some. Definitely throw those into the comments too. I'll definitely look up stories. I have so many to go through. I still have so many to read. But I have a lot to do on my channel. I have a lot I want to do. And I can't wait to share all of this with you. I do mean it when I say I love all of you bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs so much. If you ever need help and you're not sure who to talk to in America, please call the U.S. suicide prevention number, which is 988. Outside the U.S., please go to blog.opencounseling.com/suicide hyphen hotlines slash. And you go there, you have websites and numbers. Click on those, call those, get the help you might need if you need it, please. We're definitely in crazy times, and it's only gonna get crazier from the looks of it. But we'll get through this together. I love you guys so much, and if you want to help out, please remember to mask up when you go out. That'll keep you and strangers safer. It'll keep people from getting sick if you have a cold. If you haven't done it yet, go out and get your vaccinations or your booster shots. That'll definitely keep you and your family safe. It'll keep strangers a bit safer. And definitely, if you can, distance yourself a bit when you guys are out in the stores. You don't need to be so close to each other still. We're still going through all the other sicknesses too. We have flus and uh, we have so much weird weather. Uh, it's just really warm here for February where I'm at. I know Alaska had really weird weather from a different channel, Simply Alaskan Living, I think it's called. My wife introduced me to that. They showed what they go through. They're up in almost the Fairbanks area, I think. Showed what they went through. It showed their winter. They had some snow at one point, then it melted and got really icy, and we didn't really have a winter here. I hope at some point we get a weird snap and we get some more snow, but we didn't really have a winter. I know I'm not supposed to tell our weather to people, but no, we didn't have a winter. It got cold. It got to freezing and below freezing. But when it did that, we had really no moisture, so we had no snow. and then it just got warm. And it's so weird. But doing all of this will keep you and your family safe, and it'll keep strangers safe. And we have a little one here in the den that we need to hashtag protect the lioness. I don't know how this is going to come out. I hope you guys enjoy this. I love you guys so much. I can't wait to see what I do with this. This is going to be interesting. The new stuff in the den or the new coat of paint on them will be fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a fun ride, I hope. I love you bipeds, quadrupeds, and even the occasional dinosaurs so much. So until next time, Wolf out.